Hello everyone and welcome to Faithful to Big Brother, where we are here to celebrate Celebrity Big Brother UK Series 2 final and the People's Princess, the winner, who we all loved, adored.
Which we all predicted, we all knew it was going to happen.
We've talked about him all series non-stop.
Yeah, when they showed the clips at the end of the series, there was at least two of this person who won.
Yeah.
At least two in a compilation of around about 100 clips.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't just a one joke cup of tea man.
No.
There was much more to his journey.
Clearly.
Well. Hello everyone, I am Ben, co-host of podcast.
Hello, I'm Alex. I'm also co-host of the podcast. I must say your energy is on fire.
Well, it's the final.
Look at you. You're more
I'm channeling
happy.
David Potts.
Yeah, you're more happy than the actual winner of the series of Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah, well,
his reaction was very, very muted, to say the least.
Didn't really care, did he? Really?
No.
Wanted a cup of tea.
Well,
and that's the only joke I have about Jack.
Well,
I have to say.
And his letter from home when he said she can write.
A lot of people have been going on his Wikipedia page looking at his personal life and now saying this is who you voted to be a winner. Apparently there's lots of controversy about him. I don't know what it is. I didn't look into it.
Oh.
But I'm just going to lay that out there. Like, I'm like Ella.
Why did you say that to me now before I had a chance to look?
I don't care enough about you.
Well, no, true.
Anyway, before we start, last episode we had the issue of counting days.
Someone actually mentioned it on
Well, I was about to mention something as well. Someone else mentioned it.
Oh, go on. You mentioned who you mentioned, and then I'll mention who I mentioned.
Comment on our YouTube channel, everyone. Elaine says, "My God, full stop. Why are they arguing so much? This is just such a waste of time."
It is, Elaine. You're right. It is.
Elaine's no longer listening, but
is that what she said?
No, I'm just assuming.
Elaine.
I'm just assuming.
Stay on board, Elaine. Come on. You've got to fight through this and get to the other side.
Look at this episode. 2 minutes in and we've already talked about the winner.
Exactly.
Jack Penis Shepherd.
Well, Jack, another Jack,
Oh.
on Instagram said, "I enjoy the mild bickering, but today it was Olympic level bickering and I loved every second of it. And yes, Alex, you were right."
Well, who said that? Jack.
That's what Jack said. Another Jack, not winner of Big Brother Jack.
We have had 19 magical days together.
Say that again, Chesney, because people at the back didn't hear.
We have had 19 magical days together.
Right.
19.
Now, where's the clip of you from the last episode?
Well, I should have actually.
You should have
a
that
clip. No, I should have a clip of JoJo in the diary room because she said we've had a brilliant 20 days.
20 days. Not just JoJo, someone else said it too.
Yeah, someone did. So no one knows how many days.
It was 19.
TV magic.
19.
Trisha Goddard would say this is TV days.
That's true.
Saturdays don't exist in Big Brother.
JoJo said that. JoJo said that when she left the house, she said that she's actually been in there for 3 years, but she only entered yesterday, meaning that time is a completely different dimension in that house.
That's what this podcast feels like. Doesn't it, Elaine?
Sorry, Elaine. Elaine, if you're listening to our podcast, then you know that we will bicker over the most mundane and possibly unimportant things.
That's what happens when you do a podcast 19 days in a row.
I mean, yes, it's content.
We're
isn't
still
it?
here.
You've got to fill it up.
We're still here. We did the whole series, though. We didn't think we would.
We didn't.
And we did.
And I feel like that this is a good stepping ground for us to say that when it's a fuller, more bloated 50-day series, when it's the non-celebrity civilian version.
Ruby on Spotify commented and said, "Please cover civilian Big Brother later this year."
Well, Ruby from EastEnders fame, I'm sure she
Ruby
did that
Allen,
all the time. Ruby
R.I.P.
Allen.
Martin. He did love you in
He
his own way.
He was just saying to Stacey because it was very, very.
And it was Stacey's fault that he died. Actually,
100% Stacey's fault. I mean, if it's Stacey's fault that Martin died, then we think we need to go back a few years and say that it was Phil's fault. Well, Denny died and not Ian's.
No, poor Ian.
But yes, I feel like we will do the civilian one. Whether we'll do it every day is another matter. But I would love to give it a go.
We can try.
I feel
and
like
then
that's something we should try.
Filter to every other days if we need to.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a fail if we say we're going to do every single day, and for the first couple of weeks we do it every day, and then it's every other day, then it's every other day.
But ITV have said it's 7 weeks, not 6 weeks. this year.
What's 7, 7, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35,
That sounds like maths.
45, 54. 54, am I right? 54 days. 54 days. What's
quite a
54
lot.
days between friends?
Minus the Saturdays. So -7.
Oh, there you go. So 48.
But also on the civilian one, they always, because it like suddenly is popular, they're like, this episode's an hour and a half all of a sudden, and it's all going to be very difficult.
They normally do that when there's a lot of content to film. And yeah.
Right, so we also had a Buy Me a Coffee.
Oh, should I? Well, hang on. Because
What
I
are you
need to do
doing
the
now?
socials before you do that.
Well, it's the end of the series, but
then I've
sure.
got my...
Although we have got to announce what we're doing next as well.
Would you give me a chance?
Don't bicker, otherwise Elaine is going to be commenting.
I love
very
Elaine.
quickly.
Hi, Elaine. Right, listen, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, at Faithful2 Podcast. You can find us on Blue Sky, at Faithful2 Podcast, or Podcast Social. You can go to watch us on YouTube by searching at Faithful2 Podcast or searching Faithful2 Big Brother. Like, subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss any future content, which I will tell you in a minute, which we'll be doing as of Monday.
And there's already a clip on social media.
There's already a clip on social media. There'll be pictures released as we release this podcast as well of the new podcast. You can comment underneath the video. You can comment on Spotify and watch us and listen to us on there. You can listen to us on Apple and any favorite podcast apps. If you like us, share us with your friends, give us 5 stars, tell them all about us. They'll love it.
The most important thing is to subscribe, because then you will know what our future stuff is.
Yes,
That's
okay.
the most important thing, really. Rather than the reviews and like the comments and sharing with your friends. You just need to subscribe.
If you subscribe, you'll find out about all our future content, including that we'll be doing a brand new podcast starting from Monday and then every week from there on in, covering...
Do you want me to do it?
Well, you might as well.
Race across the world.
We should have done it like the twins in that Australian meme.
Race across the world.
No. When
That sounded Irish, actually.
Yeah, no, it did a bit.
That sounded like Nadine Coyle.
You'd have to put on the accent, but we could do
Okay.
it. You know when they say it's like you have to talk at the same time as
Race.
me. No, right. Okay, so ready?
Well, we're
Ready?
not twins, so we can't do it.
Yes, but but we'll be cool because we're following a meme.
Right.
Everyone will be like, "Oh my god, I know that meme. I recognise that."
Elaine is typing. So much wasted
So
time.
our new podcast is
Race Across the World. Yes, Series
UK
5.
version, Series 5. So so follow us and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of that. And as you say, if you want to help support the show, you can go to Buy Me a Coffee. You can tell your friends, but you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful, where you can help monetarily support the show. Just like
Yes, Abby has bought a nomination. Hasn't said who the nomination goes to though. So,
but then Charlie's won by default.
which is typical of him. So Jack,
Typical
so
Charlie.
Jack of him. He's not even appeared on the podcast, and he's won.
Yeah.
Right. I'm writing this like the new CBB winner would be, with a brew in my hand.
Excellent.
If this Buy Me a Coffee had worked, this would have been my second £5 spent after an unsuccessful £5 bet that I placed on Jojo winning. Well, it has worked out because here we are. So miracles, they do happen.
If the miracle.
I can't believe
when
that Jack
you
has won as an
believe.
underdog, brackets, and maybe because of the Facebook mums, question mark. Yes, he won by 2%, by the way. Very
Yes.
low margin. He's as popular as Keir Starmer. He won, but not a popular win. 35%. Danny had, what, 32 or
Danny
something?
had 35, he had 37.
Yeah, that was it. 2%.
2%.
But that's
margin.
ridiculous. So I do blame Facebook mums.
I don't just, well, I also blame the
Corrie.
Corrie fans.
Yeah.
No
If
offense,
only
Corrie fans.
if Patsy stayed
would the vote
into the
split?
final 6, the soap split could have split them both, and then he wouldn't have won.
Yeah, but aren't you isn't it meant to be like you're either a Corrie fan or you're an EastEnders fan? Never the two shall meet.
Possibly.
And then Emmerdale
But I do
just
feel it
floats
would have.
over there
It could have
somewhere.
been a 2% difference.
It could have been.
2% override.
But then
of
would
each
you have been
other.
happy that Danny had won?
Yes.
No, because we wanted JoJo
No,
to
I didn't. I voted Danny the whole time.
win. Did you? Oh, I wanted JoJo to win.
Anyway, back to Abby's message.
Yes. Go on,
Where am I
Abby.
doing? I so wanted Jojo to win. She represented a community as a young person on TV, and she has done it proudly.
Too right.
Unlike Jack, who was just an unbothered person.
Well, he was just boring.
Yes.
Like I said, like his best moments were just him going in the garden, and that was his best moment.
And his interview didn't talk about anything. And late and live, they barely talked to him on that at all because there was nothing to say.
They had nothing to say to him.
I'm not
The whole
surprised.
thing, and he didn't even sit with like the two other panel. He sat with the other people, and he didn't even join in with that either. It was just about Chris,
Miserable.
Ella, Pangelica, and Donna.
Well, everyone had their little moment.
Well, they all had their moment, yeah. To be fair, not even Danny they spoke to very much. It was like more about, it was Chris and Ella and Jojo, really. and then a little bit of Patsy. Oh, the Patsy and Jojo bit. We have to talk about that in a moment. When Jojo criticised Patsy, and Patsy just sat there.
Yeah, well, that's Patsy's gig now. She's done so many interviews this past week, and I'm like, why are you doing these interviews when you don't want to do them?
Oh, because
why is she saying yes?
She probably gets 250 quid for each one, and that's why she does it.
Although she did lighten up a little bit on this episode because I think we think she may have had a little sip of a drink.
Oh, well, she lightened up at the beginning, and then truth came out about how Jojo voted for her, and then she sucked herself back into her shell.
Anyway, Abby says, I believe CBB thought that Danny would win, as apparently Leighton Live spoke much more to Danny than to Jack. That's what we literally just talked about. Didn't speak to Jack at all. Danny definitely wanted to win, and no shame in that. But really, I think it showed when he didn't wear drag in the final, but he did on the first night. So in my eyes, did he create his own journey from beginning to being shown as Danny Beard in drag to then not being in drag, being like, you've seen me, book me on this morning. Well, I'm ad-libbing here, but that's what she's...
In Danny's interview, he did say that he wanted to show people what people could see him without his tits, quote Danny. And he said, I'm going for your job, love. That's Northern Alex
Or,
there.
if you do want to quote Danny...
hair, lash, dress, tit, cock.
That's what we want to get rid of.
That's what he wanted to get rid of. He was quite open, to be fair. He did
He's doing a RuPaul.
That he is doing a RuPaul and that he wants to be seen as now someone who can present and do television without being in drag. So,
that's because he's seen what the bloody TV's like at the moment for drag queens. He probably thinks the only way I do get a booking is if I'm not in drag. Anyway, that's political. Anyway, Abby finishes the message by saying, much love to you boys as always. I've also been here since the EastEnders weekly days. And your content has brought me no end of light-hearted relief since probably around 2019. Thank you for everything. So there you go. That was Abby's Buy Me a Coffee and the last Buy Me a Coffee
of the series. But of course, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful. And if you're going to carry on listening to Faithful to Race Across the World, our brand new podcast that starts on Monday, then you can then help us with that as well. But yeah, you're mostly helping us though by listening and commenting and sharing with your friends. That's worth more than 2 teabag cup of tea for Jack.
And that's all we have to say about Jack.
That's just what we have to say about the series. Let's finish. Yeah, let's go. So there was evictions. Before we start anything,
6th to 1st.
Ben and I made our predictions of the order of the exits, and the scores are in. Ben said Chesney, Donna, Jojo, Chris, Jack, Danny. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
I was very close on all of them though, but just one off. It's like the lottery.
No, you don't win anything for
68
close.
instead of 69.
You only win for getting it spot on.
I know.
Alex, that's myself, said Chesney, Jack, Donna, Chris, Jojo, Danny. 0, 0, 1. 0, 0, 0. So the winner of the Eviction Night Award of Eviction Predictions, is one Alexander J. Osborne.
For 1
Thank
point.
you very much. Good
but
night.
all of mine were one off, so I was actually technically closer. So I should have accumulated half points.
But if we're playing that game, then I'll play
And I
also
would
that
have won
game, and
by
I would have won
loads.
more as well. Well,
No, you wouldn't have.
Chesney came 5th, so you get a half point for that. But then I would have got a half point for that as well. Donna came.
You
5th.
then said Jack was 5th, and that's completely wrong.
Well, I genuinely didn't believe
but
that
Donna
people
came
gave that much
4th,
of a
and I
damn
said she was
about
going to come
Jack.
5th, so that was close as well. My Jojo was 3rd, 4th, so I was just one off the whole way. So technically, I won. But it doesn't matter. It's not that deep.
Look, we're not bickering.
It's not that deep.
We're not bickering.
Not that deep.
Not that deep. Donna's delivery service.
We're doing a remix, are we?
Right, so the first one out.
I was doing her third song.
What did the fox say? Brilliant. What? Gangnam Style.
No, she didn't do that.
I know, but I like that. I'm
Right.
doing a Bruce Forsyth at Strictly Come Dancing. Do you remember that? Yes.
Chris came 6th.
Chris came 6th, and he exited
surprising.
with Chesney, who came 5th. They had a double interview together.
Well.
The interview was pretty much basically talking about Chris and Jojo. Chris kept saying it was a friendship. She's a pure person. But every time Chris kept saying something, I was like, we're just friends. The audience would go, woo.
I know. They were literally, I
like
said,
Saved by the
yeah.
Bell.
It was like Jerry Springer. It was, or like
Well, like a 90s teen sitcom.
when a celebrity walks on set of Friends and they clap and cheer for
Yeah.
ages.
Or when
Yeah.
Zach kisses Kelly.
Or Tory.
Don't talk at all, Tory.
But Chris looked very nervous. I'd love to know, because they get them out of the house, then they go to a break, then they come back and interview. So the contestants clearly get like a 2-minute update from like producers, like this is what's happened, blah blah blah. Because I think last year when Lily or Ali came out, or someone, they came out and they like the first thing they said was Liam Payne's died, don't mention One Direction. And they were like, well, why are you telling me this? But it's because it's to make sure that you don't make a reference or a joke to something that's happened while you're in the house.
I didn't know that happened. I genuinely didn't know that happened.
And they were like, well, why are you telling me that? So I always wonder what was being said during the advert, because Chris notably looked
High Court judgment
nervous,
was made.
nervous and a
Don't
bit
mention
like
J.K. Rowling.
a bit like. Do you think they'd be like, well, there's been some stuff online about you and JoJo maybe being a thing, so don't play into it or watch what you say slightly?
Maybe.
Do you think? Because the way he was a bit wobbly knees and a bit shifty and a bit like the audience reacting, and he was quickly to be like, no, not that. Friendship.
He kept.
You know?
I mean,
so I wonder if something was whispered in his ear during the ad break.
He was maybe justifying it, wasn't he? But but to be fair, I don't think he was that bad. He had nothing to justify. He just kept saying like, we were really close friends. I found a unit. A unit. I loved him. We found a friendship inside the house. It was the audience who were really reacting to it and like trying to make it more than what it was. I mean,
but I do feel like
Chris.
something was said to him by a producer or by someone, like his manager or someone was there just to quickly in 30 seconds to say, this is kind of the Discord.
Yeah,
just watch what
be
you
careful
say
what you
whatever.
say around it. I mean, they pushed it further about saying that like Ella had accused Chris of being with JoJo for the fame, and Chesney actually was the first one to immediately pipe up and say, no, that was never the case.
No, it was genuine. Yeah.
It was a genuine friendship.
I mean, out of all of the contestants on Late in Live, when all of them were there, apart from Mickey, Ella was the one who still seemed to be playing a game.
Yeah,
if we're going to say
the one who said that everyone else was playing a game.
Yeah, she's
Ella
the
was
one
the
who
one
was
playing
still. Because everyone else was like, oh, it's finished now, I don't really care. Or nothing. But literally, even Angelica, to an extent, was fairly chilled about the whole everything.
Well, until she went, what are you looking at?
That's true.
I'm looking at the auto cue to Angelica. Oh, it was the brown sugar moment all over again. It was like she instantly thinks something's being said about her. What are you looking at?
Yeah, she said it to Danny, who was just looking at the auto cue. And it's like, well,
Angelica was desperately trying to lay the groundwork for forgiveness between her and Donna and Pangelica, that joke. And Donna, you could tell Donna was just sat there going, oh, was it? Oh, really? Or was that what they showed? Oh, okay. Angelica was like spinning her around in circles. So you could tell that she couldn't find a suitable ending to this kind of apology, this halfway apology that she was trying to give to Donna. And then when Danny kind of just turned around and looked over at the camera, then she was, what are you looking at? And it's like, oh, for goodness sake, Angelica.
She's very worried that
on.
people are taking the mick. She's a bit like how we've been saying this whole time. Her and Patsy are so similar. That's why they don't quite get along. She thinks everything is about to be a joke on her, I think. And that's why she's said, what are you looking at? It's like, nothing, just carry on.
Angelica, come
on. TV.
Yeah.
TV.
But just quickly circle back round to Ella. Like, yeah, you're right. She was the only one in the whole group who, well, Daly clearly didn't want to be there. And he was made to feel uncomfortable as well, which was brilliant. I enjoyed every moment of that. But
AJ went right in there, sat next to him.
She did.
Shoved her ass in and got in.
You could tell he did not like being questioned by his...
he tried to hold the microphone as well. And Will was like, don't hold the microphone. And that upset him even more. His power trip.
But it's like, Ella, come on now, get over it. Like, you don't need to speak or see Chris ever again. Some of the things you said in the house has been debunked and proven that didn't actually happen, as in you spoke to someone who you haven't spoken to for years about Chris.
Who hadn't spoken to Chris in 8 years.
Yeah, who hadn't also spoken to Chris for 8 years. It's like, come on, Ella, like stop.
Also, it made me laugh that Ella was like, oh no, we weren't that close. And Chris just was like, oh well, I think you're a great person. It was like, oh, there you go.
Yeah.
The end. But she couldn't let it lie. She was like, no, we weren't close.
Oh, just let her get on with it. If she's going to stew about it, like, there's no point. If I was Chris, I'd just be thinking, well, Chris has said this in the house. It's like, if she's going to just carry on with it, then just let her carry on with it. If she's going to go to some magazine and give a tell-all article about her time with Chris in the house, get £20,000, and she probably, if she wants to do that,
she got barely that to do the show.
Which
she was the lowest paid. I think. Along with Chesney was like the second to lowest, which is really odd.
Yeah, but he earned a little bit extra money every time they played the one and only.
That's true.
So he was getting...
That was paying a lot.
They finally played JoJo's song in Later Live.
Yes.
And Will openly admitted that they've tried the whole series to try to get that cleared. Which is what I said, didn't I? Did I say that?
You did.
So I said that I bet they're having trouble getting that song cleared.
I don't know why.
Because it's not her song.
Yeah, I know, but so what? There's lots of songs being played.
The woman got... The original artist got a little bit... mean about it, didn't she? Not mean, but she was a bit like, well, why are you passing it off?
But
as your
Jojo
song?
did her move on Late in Live, so we're all happy.
Jojo's amazing. I'm sorry. I will all day long say that it doesn't matter if she won or didn't win in the series. For me, she was the winner. Like again, in Late in Live when she was questioned about that clip with Patsy, Julie, when they're talking and Jojo's cleaning her teeth and she halfway says a sentence and then walks out the door and then she looks at the camera and says, "See, I told you, big brother." You could tell Patsy was like ready to like be like, "Wow, you're why
are you talking to camera?
Yeah, why are you talking to camera? Why are you looking down at me?" And Jojo really eloquently gave a full response for why she said it. Why she said it to camera and
the days and why it was happening.
And then just said like, and it happened in the house. What happens in the house stays in the house. Let's just be friends. And you could tell like for Patsy, she didn't like that because she wanted a confrontation.
I thought Patsy respected her for it.
Do you think?
In a Patsy way.
Well, her arms were crossed in the body
language. But you can't go
That's
by
true.
Patsy's body language because it's just what it is.
But I respected Jojo 100% for being honest, being friendly about it, not trying to be conflict. Like Ella, clearly, every time she said something, it was meant with a snide kind of like attachment to it, venom to it. But Jojo could have been really nasty there and said, "Well, you were annoying in the house," but she wasn't, and the audience also all cheered, and that's good for the audience for that, backing Jojo
exactly.
up. Jojo is my winner, 100%. Jojo is my winner.
Yeah, she was. Well, she came third, so
yes, not everyone's winner.
She wasn't your winner, actually. But yeah, Jack won. I mean, what is there to say about Jack, really?
Nothing.
He didn't even seem happy that he won.
If you look at my notes, I've got 6 Chris and then a few notes. Chesney, a few notes. Donna, Jojo, Danny, no notes. Jack, empty. There was nothing to say.
Well, even his best bits weren't even... It was just him drinking a cup of tea about 3 times and then kind of dancing at some of the parties, and that was it.
Anyone who's listening to the podcast, that was me pretending to drink tea and then going... But yes, dancing apart. I think that was his thing, wasn't it? He liked to dance. What was that show? Yo Gabba Gabba.
Like he wasn't even for like even on the civilian one when Jordan won. Like Jordan was known to be like the grumpy, boring. You know what I mean? Like the grumpy, boring one, didn't want to join in. But the way that he did it was kind of like in a lovable, funny Big Brother type way. Like that's a type of odd Big Brother winner. Whereas Jack wasn't. He was just kind of like there. And it was like, that was it.
He was away from the group, and everyone kept saying like he slowly grew into it. And he also, when he left, he said that he loved Big Brother, and he's always
he's a super fan. Apparently,
he's a super fan of it. It's like you could have fooled me, Jack.
Weird.
I
Weird.
don't know. It's really, really odd, and I hate it. This is why the public shouldn't be allowed to vote for things because they get things wrong so often. And this isn't. I'm sorry, but Jack wasn't a winner.
No, he should have been 4th.
If he came
5th.
second, it would have been fine. He should have come 6th. He was just not. There was no story for him in the house. Like everyone had a story. Donna had a story. Chesney had a story in some bits. Chris and Jojo. That was the main story pretty much. Ella kind of delved into that with Danny. Everyone had a part to play in the house. Everyone had something that was something you wanted to follow and learn more about. Nothing for Jack. Nothing at all for Jack. And as I said, it showed because when they did at the end of Late and Live, the best moments of the whole series, it was literally shoehorned 2 moments with Jack. One, him stand outside having a cup of tea going, and then another one of him sat down having a cup of tea going, I'll have another one of those. That was Jack's 2 moments.
Yes.
He won the show.
Even Michael had more moments, and he was in it for like 2 days.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I did like that people were comparing like the last Civilian series final 6 and these final 6, and how much more nicer the people were, and how much you rooted for them more. And the vote was much closer, as you said, it was 2% between the first and second. While with the Civilian series, it was Ali 100%. She was going to win because she was of the 6 the nicest person in the group. But
also, does this maybe go into my theory of being up for eviction can actually help you accumulate support and votes, because Jack was the one who was up twice at the beginning for eviction. That could accumulate all the fans to be like, we have to save Jack, and that's why he went through and won in the end by that 2%.
Maybe
because Danny only faced one eviction, the triple one. Jojo didn't face any. Donna didn't face any. Chesney didn't face any.
Chris faced.
Yeah, and Chris. Well, we don't know. We don't know what happened with Chris. I don't know if people thought Chris was more safe than he was, and that's why he came 6th. I don't know. Or
no, I don't. I think that there was the
got sick of it.
No, well, it wouldn't have mattered at this point. I mean, if they've got sick of Chris and Jojo, they should have evicted him in the triple threat one. I think it's more the case that of the 6 that were left, let's be honest, it was always going to be between Danny. Well, it was always going to be between Danny and someone. I thought it was Jojo and Danny, but clearly it wasn't. It was between Danny and Jack. I would imagine the votes between Chesney, no offense to Donna, I love Donna, but the votes between Chesney, Donna and Chris were probably also about 1 or 2% between them. I think it could have fluctuated between Chris and Chesney, who would have been 6th and 5th. Maybe not so much for 4th. I think 4th was always going to be Donna's place. 3rd surprises me. But Jojo's the one that surprises me the most. And I would love to know what Jojo's vote share was.
But it's just interesting that all of the 6, 1, 2, 3 of them haven't been up for eviction. And Danny and Jack had been, and they were 1st and 2nd.
Also, I think that some people were really fickle and actually believed the ball that was coming out of Ella's mouth.
Really? I don't think so.
No, I don't know. And her saying game player, but not doing, what people are like. They see things in face value.
You're talking about the Facebook mums again?
Might be.
The live, laugh, love crew.
Yeah. All vino time. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's... I just think there's something, you see on social media all the time.
It's a shame because it was a good series, but
it's
not a great winner.
Yeah, but that's not tarnished it for me.
No, the winner doesn't really matter on the celebrity one, really.
Yeah,
it means more on the civilian one. I feel I get more passionate about a certain person winning and not on the civilian one.
Well, with the civilian one, it's prize money for one. So 100,000. Is it the prize 100,000? Whatever the prize money is, that's a good chunk of money. So that could really help change your life.
That's more than what Ella and Chesney got for doing the series.
Exactly. So. And also, a lot of these celebrities now, Danny clearly used it as a foot up, which surprises me a little bit because I thought he had in the industry. He's clearly getting asked to do things, and he's obviously in a position where he feels like he can say no to them because he said he was asked to do Celebrity MasterChef, but he said no because too many drag queens have done it already.
Oh, I'd say no to MasterChef too.
Yeah, but if you're in
the type of celebrities that do that's all they bloody go on about, isn't it?
Yeah, that's looking at you, Patsy. No, Angelica.
Angelica.
If you think about it, if you want to get your foot in an industry, then if the opportunity arises, as long there's programs I wouldn't do, clearly.
No,
there's programs I wouldn't do, no. But
Danny obviously wants a lot of Big Brother.
He wants to be seen as a serious presenter.
People go on to the This Morning, the ITV daytime section.
Well, a bit like Angelica with her interviewing, Danny was literally writing a CV to the cameras because he said you won't see Jack, I'm glad that Jack's won, but you won't see Jack doing the £100,000 giveaway on This Morning tomorrow. Yeah. So Danny clearly has inspirations and ideas of where he's now channeling
makes
his
sense.
energy.
It's This Morning, you've got Ryland, Alison, Jodie, Dermot O'Leary.
Might as well just call it This Big Brother.
Yeah, where are all of them from?
Big Brother,
exactly.
Dermot?
I just said Dermot O'Leary.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
Can't forget Dermot.
Why is Davina not then a main host on?
She does loads already. She's busy. She does Masked Singer.
I love the Masked Singer. We should do the Masked Singer.
Patsy did it, didn't she?
She did.
Went out week 1.
Davina did the Masked Singer and the Masked Singer.
Yes.
If you think about it, she's a judge and she played a... If anyone would like us to do... This is months down the line, but if anyone would like us to do... Faithful to Masked Singer.
No, that's impossible.
Why is it impossible?
Because I can't do a podcast about it. No, I get too confused with Masked Singer because it's been too many series now, and I guess people that have already done it. Or
yeah, but you can look it up.
No, I'm not doing that podcast. You have to do it on your own with Patsy or Danny. Maybe Danny's looking for work.
Danny. I'll do it with Danny if he wants to do it with me. Although he has to come here, I can't be bothered to do it over.
No. Or Jack P. Shepherd, you could do it with.
I won't be doing it with Jack P. Shepherd. He's
will the third guy from their podcast be on Celebrity Big Brother next year?
Nick Tilsley. Are you impressed that I could just reel that off? I didn't even watch Coronation Street.
I only know him as Conrad.
Was that in Bad Girls or something?
No, not Bad Girls.
Oh, Footballers' Wives.
That's correct.
Well, the only reason
brilliant storyline with him, Conrad.
Go on.
Well, he was like the David Beckham of the thing, but he was secretly gay and had a secret affair. Are you accusing
David Beckham of being gay?
No,
hi lawyers, how are you?
Talking about Conrad on Football's
David
Wives.
Beckham is not gay. It's been not even alleged.
I know,
and we're not alleging it either.
I'm talking about Conrad.
Yes, but you said he's like the David Beckham.
And he had an awful storyline where his wife put fake tan on her baby to make it look like it was actually hers. And it wasn't. I'm just saying the storyline. Yes, that's what she did. And Conrad was involved in that too.
My favourite was it Tanya, the one with the eyes?
Yes.
That's it. My favourite was Tanya.
She was part of that baby storyline too.
Was she? I didn't even watch Footballers' Wives. But there was a spout when it was like soapy TV shows, wasn't it?
Well, I think he has to do it next year because the other two on the podcast have done it. So,
well, the only reason I know Todd,
I don't know his name though. What's his real name?
Well, while you're looking that up, Nick Tilsley, the only reason I know him is because his storyline, Nick Tilsley's storyline in Coronation Street, was when Todd kissed him.
Ben Price
thought he was gay.
Pardon?
Well, if you listen
Kissed
to
who?
Nick Tilsley, Todd, who's also now back in the show.
Well, he's now having an affair with a builder who's secretly gay.
Well, there you go. So much secrecy.
And I don't even watch Coronation Street, and I know this.
But then that was when
Ben Price next year is the first booking. Then everyone
perfect. But then that was when Nick Tilsley was played by that singer. You're the life that I need. You know, breathe again. It's got that music video when he's naked. He's going, "Oh, let me out of this tube. I'm not an experiment."
No.
Oh, there she is.
I'm looking at a picture of Conrad and Tanya Turner with their baby.
It's not got fake tan on.
No, not that one. The other baby has.
Not that one.
The one that she has with Amber. Anyway, that's enough about that. But I feel my prediction for next year for Faithful 2 Celebrity Big Brother.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Ben Price.
Ben Price is going to be...
It's going to be on there. And he's not going to win.
There'll be an MP next year. Who will it be?
It's always a Tory for some reason.
Well, because they want them to shake things up, don't they? But then, to be fair, you could put someone from Labour in there now, and it'd be the same.
Wes Streeting could go in.
Well, what, the little engine that could? The mouth of the rat's anus?
It's too early to predict for celebrities for next year, but I'm predicting Ben Price is the first one.
Okay,
makes sense.
Well, if you're predicting that, I'm trying to think of someone who's Natalie
James
Cassidy.
By. Oh yeah, Natalie. No, she's already done it.
Oh yeah, James By.
Martin, R.I.P.
Right. There has to be another.
Or maybe Ruby Allen.
I'd like Ruby Allen.
Or Letitia Dean.
With her giraffe tongue when she drinks. She always used to drink from the champagne flutes, and her tongue would be like, what? Every time she drinks.
Don't talk shite!
We've actually come to the end of the Big Brother
God, we
final
actually filled up the
now.
time. Christ. Ben and I were like, we're never going to fill this time. And we did it, everyone. Congratulations to us. Right, so
that's us done. I hope you enjoyed that, by the way. This was our first time branching out away from the traitors to Big Brother. So we'll be back. We'll be doing civilian Big Brother when it comes back.
We are, okay. We're making that bold statement.
Yeah, but we don't know how often.
Every day.
We're doing Race Across the World.
We're doing Race Across the World.
No, across the world.
Across, not around, across. And we have got another show, but we're just waiting to find out more about it.
Yes.
Let's just say that much. But if you have any suggestions, we always just get in touch with us. We may
Someone
not.
has said, I'd like you to do, would love you to cover Eurovision as a one-off special. I'm sure you'd serve, just like Malta's entry eyes emoji.
Right.
But I'm not doing
Tell Ben that it'll be a really fun idea, because I said to Ben, how fun would it be if we did it live?
Yeah, but the thing is...
Yes. But don't get me wrong, Graham Norton's commentary is A1. It's the best. It's A1 sauce.
Also, you have Graham Norton's commentary. You have Ryland and Scott Mills doing it at the same time on another channel.
I wouldn't listen to Scott Mills.
You've got Michelle Visage and someone doing it on like another radio. It's like
that's America.
Well, I don't care, but what I'm saying is, like, I think it's covered. Like, do we really need us to do it? No.
Okay, well, then we don't do it live, but we talk about just some of the moments. You're just worried because this year's Eurovision is looking a little bit.
I don't like one song.
Well, this is what I'm saying, and I'm worried about that too because
there's no Loreen. So there's no point.
Loreen, she didn't deserve to win the second time. No, you know who deserved to win?
No,
I've forgotten his song now. Why can't I remember it? That's how good it is.
But I don't want to do Eurovision, so no. Whoever you are, it was the person.
God,
it was Louise, who we've been talking about the last 2 episodes.
Hi, Louise.
Louise is back, but sorry, Louise. I'm not doing Eurovision. I refuse, and I'm not doing Masked Singer either. I'm not doing singing ones.
Yeah.
Not doing X Factor. I'm not doing Britain's Got Talent.
Oh, come on, we can do Eurovision.
I'm not doing Eurovision. I'm not doing The Voice, and I'm not doing Masked Singer.
2023. I need to find Eurovision 2023.
Well, we're meant to be at the end of the show now.
Well, yeah, but come on, I need to find out who should have won Eurovision 2023.
Okay, let me just...
I forgot about Mickey.
Yeah.
The funniest one is when we had a white supremacist on the show.
This is called filling time, everyone.
Yeah, Ben's
Will
filling
Best
time.
could never.
Hair, lash, dress, tit, cock.
Why can't I remember the song? He was wearing bright green.
Yeah, he came second. Who cares?
Oh my god, I care. It's really annoying me.
Well, I'm going to end the show now.
No, because I need to get the details of why people. Why don't you look up for me while I'm doing this? So, second place Eurovision 20. I don't know why I'm not looking properly. You go. Right. So, if you want to get in touch with us, with any ideas or anything like that, Croatia. What was his song? Oh no, it wasn't called that.
What year was it?
Maybe
Carry on.
Finland. It was that year. It was the year that Lorraine. Okay, right. If you got any ideas you want us to do, cover, or if you just want to say hello, whatever, just get in touch with us at Faithful2 Podcast on Blue Sky. That's Cha. That's the one that should have won. Instagram, TikTok, Threads.
I like how quickly I could find that when you took like 10 minutes.
But I was panicking and you were distracting me. Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Faithful2 Podcast. Look, this is the third time we're going through this. Let's not bicker.
You really
Blue
are
Sky
best.
at Faithful2 Podcast.bsky.social.
Can't ad-lib.
Yeah, and you're AJ and you talk over me all the time.
You're basically Tess Daly, aren't you?
And you're basically AJ.
I'm Claudia.
You're not Claudia, are you? You wish. Who are you?
Roger Corser.
You're Roger Corser. YouTube at Faithful2 Podcast, or you search Faithful2 Big Brother Podcast. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and comment, as you say, so you don't miss anything in the future. Don't forget to subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, or your favourite podcast apps. And if you want to help us with the podcast, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful and give us a £5 donation, or you can just tell your friends that we are doing a Race Across the World podcast, or if they want to just catch up on the Big Brother podcast, they can, or any of our past series of the US, UK, Australia, New Zealand.
We got an email from someone
Canada.
who said they've just gone through all our old Traitor ones. So
All the Traitor series. And we will be covering the Traitors Island.
yes.
And we'll be covering the Traitors Celebrities UK. And I know they've announced the celebrity list. And yes, it does sound very exciting.
Right. So we will see all of you who are watching Race Across the World. We will see you on Monday. But everyone who else is just watching Big Brother, we'll see you in the autumn, I guess.
No, just keep on listening to us because,
Yeah,
you don't come here for all the TV content. You come here for them being rude to me all the time and the bullying.
Don't talk shite.
Right. She's dead, gone. Right.
She's dead.
I was about to say she's dead, but Julie Goodyear's ill in real life. So
Let's not say that. Yeah,
I love Julie Goodyear. She was great on Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother, wasn't she? Colleen was not so much. Right.
Colleen can go in the
We
bin.
will see you in the autumn, everyone. Or
we'll see you on Monday.
or on Monday.
Follow us on Monday.
But either way, we'll still be here for you.